What makes consultation truly valuable? So after 2 decades of practice under my Guruji Visti Larsen, I've identified 5 key points which will elevate the consultation, making the reading more insightful and transformative. In the first chapter, 37 texts of the Prashna Marga, South Indian classic related to Vedic astrology, it says, just as a lamp illuminates objects in darkness, astrology reveals to us the effects of our previous karma, both good and bad. All the planets clearly indicate whether we are enjoying or suffering now as a result of our actions in the previous birth. I think there are 3 such things, and depending on our time, we are investing our resources, our time and money in the objects which are like gear, or some things which we think is like investment, which will elevate our whatever we are doing. Then there is this services. For example, we are going to the doctors or for some nice Ayurveda massage or other things like that. And there is also some form of coaching and personal development, something which will give us another perspective, different view. So I've noticed that in different years, the focus can shift. For example, in 1 year or 1 decade, we can be focused on object. We have this faith, if we will have better this or that, this will elevate whatever we are doing. And then we say, no, we have to invest in education or readings or personal trainings and things like that. We have to more improve ourselves. So there are those different things. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the astrological readings, these 5 things which can really make this more valuable experience. And as you know, I love to analyze the examples. I think this practice, and when we are clearly seeing how this Jyotish rules both on our clients or on the celebrities charts, this is the best practice we cannot ignore. And also in our school, in Shri Achyutananda Parampara, we pay a lot of attention to this element of practice on the real examples. So the first thing is that I remember in my initial years when I was starting doing that, I had this printed everything like the remedies or special yogas, and I have those papers before me. So when I was doing the readings, I had all those important information before me, so I will not forget some crucial information. I have also Mercury in Maranakarkastana in the 4th house, so I've also invested in that table which can also go to that level, and I can be standing. And I'm now practicing when I'm doing the readings. I first begin with the standing, and then after some time I'm going into this sitting position. I have also seen that this also makes, at least for me, a big change when it comes to the focus, and there is more mental energy if you are standing, at least maybe for people with the Mercury in the 4th house. And of course, at the beginning, you are following your gurus to the full extent, and that is very good. And after some time, you will develop more individual practices. That means that you have your own unique perspective of the world, and therefore you will be more in sync with some dasha type. This also can be seen based on your chart, but also you will be naturally navigating towards those special rules of analysis of the chart. Maybe some people will navigate more toward the prashna, the other will love the dashas, some people will love the vimshotri dashas, some will love the conditionals, the variations. So there are different system of also doing the reading, and that will also be very much related to your own, how you see the world. For some people who love the psychological things, they will be having a good fun with the nakshatras and also with the panchanga, this whole practice of 5 elements of time, how this is reflected in the chart. For people who are more into this tangible thing, they see this world through this tangible, solid, concrete things, maybe they will be more attracted towards the Arudha level. So different people will also give you different type of readings based on their own perspective, how they see the world. Prashna Marga says that when we are waking up, we should observe our breath, because that can also give us some indication about the readings at that day. Also, we are practicing some form of Jyotish sadhana, which is some meditation or some mantra, which is helping us to read the chart. In our tradition, we are paying a lot of attention to the Ganesha, the Guru, the Vyasa mantra. If we are doing that, we are maintaining that nice consciousness. With that help of Sattva Guna, it's much more easier to dance with that many abstract ideas which will come from the chart. There is not much in the text about that chart reading preparation. We have something in the Dhruva Nadis, that there are 4 steps. There is this, we are starting with the Bhagya analysis, which is also very much confirmed by Kalyana Varma of Sharavali, which says that we should see the 9th house. Also, then we have this Pancha Siddhantika, Bhava Phala and the Dasha. So the Bhava Phala about the houses, here in that category we can also unpack many things. And of course Dasha is bringing that time factor into this whole analysis. So I'm always saying that this Jyotish analysis has these 3 steps. First, we have the symbols. Through astronomy and through astrology, we can understand which symbol, which planets are important and how to put them in the chart in a specific way so it can be interpreted by astrologer. Then we have those either energies or ideas. So there are those abstract things which can be still understood and unpacked in so many different ways. And then we have those tangible, singular things, right, which are often the subject of client concern, right? So our clients or friends or people who are asking us will not ask usually about the ideas or energies or the symbols, but they will have questions related to those singular tangible things like family, finances, or health, or my spouse, right? So they are not asking about the karma of marriage, karma of love. Maybe for some people who are practicing astrology, this could be some form of question, but usually it's about the tangible, physical thing. Maybe a little bit psychologized if we observe that some pattern is repeating, so that can also be there. So the first thing is about the rectification. This is something which will make the reading much better if you do it properly. I call it calibration because you are basically moving the time forward and backward to based on the past events. You try to understand them. You try to see the chart in such a way that what was already experienced you can see in the chart, so also you can make a prediction for the future. I usually ask for 7 such events. 7 is related to Ketu, so on the beginning I'm inviting that intuition power. With different Vargas, divisional charts will have different borders. For example, in one Navamsha, you may have 2 Dashamsas. If you have properly rectified Dva Dashamsa, D12, then you will have only 2 options for Siddhamsha, chart of education, D24. And then you will have 3 options for Shastyamsa. And then if you rectify Shastyamsa, you can go back to Navamsha and do the Pranapada dance with the moon. That part could be quite nerdy, but don't click off. We'll be also going to this important points from the client's perspective, what is important when we are choosing, for example, the astrologer or the consultation. What factors to pay attention to. There is this psychological aspects of rectification too. This is also mentioned in the Prashna Marga, again the same classic from South India, where it's mentioned that if you are doing that rectification, then you are instilling the faith also in that querent or the client. And also you can see that this relationship is building through that first phase of the chart reading, because the astrologer is mentioning some past events, what could happen, then the client can see that in the life, so this nice relationship is built. This is similar to first session of psychotherapy, when the relationship is emerging and both parties can judge, is that person compatible with me, how I'm feeling about that, is that person qualified, and do I want to be guided by this person? So in that rectification part, this trust is built and that good relationship has a chance to manifest. And that whole rectification is like, there is this, in the lenses, you can also calibrate them or connect them to some mechanism of calibration or autofocus, as we call it. And to do it, you have to set where is the focus on 1 meter distance and then, for example, 8-meter distance. And if you calibrate that lens properly, then you can move, you can dance, you can do whatever you want, and that lens will be then focused automatically based on that initial data you put there. So similarly in the rectification, you are first setting how it was based on the past events, and then you can predict for whichever year you want. You can do whatever you want because now those distances, those values are properly set. And for me, rectification is very important also from that psychological level to develop that relationship and to feel the chart. It's like now I'm talking to those planets are talking to me back. We are having some relationship. I see, oh, this was the troublemaker. Here, this Venus or Mercury was taking the person out at that time. So probably it will happen again. We now understand what these different planets, also not only in the main chart, but in the Varga charts, what they are doing exactly. Because, for example, you have career life, and in the Rashi chart, many planets can activate something. So also based on that past events, we can understand better. We have some confirmation that yes, this is how these planets decided to deliver the karma in the past. So this gives you a very important information and practical information, not only theory, but something which has already happened. So it is very important for that feeding this chart. I have good connection to this chart, and then if that clicks, then the readings are very, very good. Some astrologers also want to simplify things. They are telling, no, this is not so complicated. You just take the main chart and some planet, and then you do the prediction based on that. And that is all fine. Rashi chart is very important. You can give such generalized prediction or some abstract things, which will be like a route for the further analysis. It's like with the temperature of the body. If you have that, it could be an inflammation. It could come from some infection. It could come from some side effects of some medicines, or it could come from hormonal imbalance. Or you can say, yes, this temperature is increased based on the Rashi chart. And sometimes it's enough. Sometimes people are not asking for more. And this is also helpful. But if you want to make that more nuanced now, distinction between those options, then without the Vargas, only with the Rashi chart, unfortunately, it would be not possible to say what is the cause. So sometimes the details are important. The last point in this part 1 is related to the Vargas. This is very important because with the help of the Vargas, for example, if something is happening to your career life, if you have the Shamsa, the special chart of career life, you can again be more nuanced, and you can say, oh, there is this boss, there is this team, there are colleagues there is some new job, there is some transformation, some changes, and you can build all of that story if you have a special dedicated chart of the Shamsa. The Vargas are on those levels. You have this physical Vargas from D1 to D12. Then we have those mental Vargas, D16, 20 to 24, when you have those spiritual practice and also education and comfort in the D16. Then you have 2 subconsciousness, D27, the nice one, D30, which is of your weaknesses. And we have the super consciousness, D40 and D45, and the supra consciousness, D60. This division is coming from Sri Aurobindo philosophy and is very much working with the level of Vargas. Each of this level has also a tattva. For example, the mental is Jala, the subconscious is Prithvi, and superconscious is Vayu. There is also a way to assign all of these Vargas to these alphabets in the Sanskrit. It's like we have those map of the building. It's hard to distinguish. Is it the first floor or second floor? And the Rashi chart also will have all those floors from the top, right? But if you have a Varga chart, you may have those special additional maps for each floor. Each level will have some different, the rooms can be similar, but they will have some different still details will be there. This will be related more to kitchen. This could be some entertainment related. If you have only the main Rashi chart, it's like you are looking at all layers from the top. If you have Vargas, you can see also from the side on the each floor. It's also like you have a GPS map and then you are in that city, but then you can also make the zoom and then you can see, oh, there's this building, there are those trees. So this is also a way to understand. Or if you have a chapters, right? You have 12 chapters and now you are reading each chapter. This is like reading this divisional charts, the Vargas. And personally, I see that the Rashi is the nice occasion to synthesize and to deliver those abstract things, which can also be very, very helpful, because with one sentence or with one idea, we can encompass so many processes in our life. But the Varga charts, they are very helpful when we are having some specific issue in our life, and then we need to assign those elements in the Varga to the planets, or in the yearly chart, or in the Prashna chart, and then using the other part of the chart, the good guys as a help, and the bad guys as some cause of red flag or alarm or precaution. We can use this and advise what to do in the specific point of time, also using the dasha or the timing system. So without the Vargas, let's say your fourth house is activated, what is really going on? Is it the mother? Is it the car? Is it the property? Are you changing the place? Are you going to US maybe for 10 years? Or maybe you are just buying the property, or something is happening to your property. What is happening to your property? Is it something, some misfortune, right? And 12th house in D4 can be activated. There are each house in the D4 will deliver a specific information to your property, and then if something is happening, you can open that special chart of property and find where is the good thing or where is the fire, and where are the firefighters? And therefore, with the help of the divisional charts, you can provide more informed advice. Otherwise, for the fourth house, you need to use some abstract word which will take under umbrella all of these various things. Like, for example, for fourth house, I like to use the word nurture or shelter, because it will be mother, it will be your mind, it will be your home, your property. All of those different manifestations of the fourth house will come under the umbrella of shelter. Okay guys, so that's all for part 1. I think we will do it in 2 parts. So in the next video, if you don't want to miss it, please subscribe. We will be continuing with that. Also, please thumb up this video so it will get more visible on this YouTube platform. If you like to have your chart analyzed, all of the Vargas, the Rashi, also the rectify your chart, then please hit me up with this email here. Okay guys, so that will do for the first part. See you in the next one. And if you are still hungry, please consider watching this.